You may find yourself in an unexpected season right now, thinking all you have to do right now is wait for the next one. Well, sis, there is no season in life that we should just be sitting and waiting for the next. There's always something we can be doing, and there's always something to enjoy in every season. So today we're going to talk about enjoying every season of your life as a single woman. Join me right after this. Hey, sis. Welcome to Goodbye Heartbreak, Hello Healing. Are you hurt and confused after a recent breakup? Are you having thoughts like, I can't believe I'm here again? Why wasn't I enough for him? Or I'm never going to get married? Do you find yourself Googling how to get past the breakup or how to heal my broken heart? Do you start your morning feeling like you can finally breathe again, only to fall apart when you see a picture of your ex on social media? Hey sis, I'm Candace. I too was a single Christian woman who was heartbroken but still desired marriage. I too had numerous failed relationships and wished the right man would come along. I wanted closure from past relationships, healing for my heart, and I wanted to feel joy in my life again. But the truth is, I had no idea where to start or how to make any of this happen until I found the secret, partnering with God to heal from heartbreak. In this podcast, you will find tips for moving on after breakups, growing your relationship with God, and preparing for future relationships so that you will heal your heart and be ready to move forward into the life you desire. So turn off those heartbreak songs and turn me up in those earbuds. It's time to heal, sis. Hey sis, and welcome back for another episode of Goodbye Heartbreak, Hello Healing. I'm so excited that you're here today. First of all, this is Thanksgiving week, y'all. I am in much need of a break, and I'm taking it this week, okay? First of all, before we jump into everything, make sure that you have already subscribed to the podcast. And if you haven't left your 5-star written review, please go and do that on Apple Podcast. It really helps the show, and it helps other people just like you to find the show. So again, it's Thanksgiving week, and if you're on my email list, you know also that my husband and I have celebrated our 8th year anniversary. It was last week, and we are actually celebrating this week because it is my week off from work. And speaking of my week off from work, listen, I have been exhausted, and I think I mentioned this on last week's podcast episode, but the reason why I'm talking about it this week is because we were supposed to have a Black Friday sale this week. And y'all, it just wasn't coming together for me. And I am so sorry if you are waiting on that sale. Give me a little time, okay? And I will work on putting it together, and we're going to have it Cyber Week, which is next week, okay? We're going to do it next week because I just found myself with so much to do, and I'm not going to go into all the details, but it had been a really busy week with the kids and everything the week before. And quite honestly, I just needed a break. And I really wanted to enjoy this week with my husband for our anniversary, as we are kidless at this current moment. We don't have the kids right now. So we are just kind of enjoying our time together. And that was important to me. And so I decided to prioritize that. And so I didn't have time to finish putting everything together for the sale. Again, my apologies, but we're going to go ahead and move it to Cyber Week. And also I have a different cyber offer for those of you who are on my email list. So if you're on my email list, keep your eyes peeled for a deal that's coming your way this weekend, but the actual Black Friday sale that I announced before will happen Cyber Week starting next Tuesday for everyone. All right. So, that's that. All right. So again, I apologize for that delay, but I think that's something important that we all need to remember, prioritize the things that are important, especially when there's just too many logs in the fire, too many things that are going on in your life, and you have to pick some things to prioritize. Be sure to prioritize the things that that God has given to you and allowed you to steward. And not that I'm not prioritizing you guys, okay? It's just that we're going to go ahead and move it back a week because you are important to me. And I know that this deal is important to you as well. And so I don't want to take it off the table altogether. But in prioritizing you guys, I did want to make sure that I still put an episode out this week. So here we are. So I love y'all. And the rest of this year 2024 may kind of be a little inconsistent. Again, my biggest thing is to make sure I'm getting you guys an episode every week because I know you all look forward to this and it's helping so many people. I still get a lot of great feedback from you guys, which I love to hear. And so this is important to me to make sure that you guys are getting an episode every week. So pray for my strength, pray for energy, pray for me to be focused so that I can get these things done and take care of all of the things that I love, enjoy, and that are important to me. Now, let's get into this week's episode. All right. Today's episode, we're talking about enjoying every season as a Christian woman. Now, I know every season doesn't really seem all that enjoyable. You may find yourself in a season right now where you're like, sis, I don't want to be here. I don't like this season. It's trash. It could go somewhere else. I don't want to be here. But here's the thing. At the end of the day, you are here. You are here. And so we don't know. This is the God honest truth. We don't know how much time we have left on this earth. And what if this was the last season? Will you make the most of this season that you're in? I know it's like a sobering truth to really think about that, but will you make the most of this season that you are in? Can you enjoy this season, even if it's unexpected, even if it's a place you never thought you'd be, even if it's a place that seems unbearable right now? Can you find your way to enjoying this season? And I have some tips for you today that's going to help you to do that. All right. It takes a little reflecting and refreshing. It takes some reframing thoughts. It takes all of these things to kind of help you enjoy, because here's the thing. If your season hasn't changed, nothing's changed on the outside, then something has to change on the inside. Even if it's just the way that you are viewing and thinking about this season, something inside of you has to change. And you heard me talking about this season that I'm in right now. And I have so many things to be grateful for, and I'm so blessed for a lot of things, but it's like it is overwhelming. This is an overwhelming season for me because I'm extremely busy and I feel like I'm spread thin. And so learning to prioritize in this season is so important for me because I can't do everything. Coming to that realization, I can't do everything. So how can I find joy in this season and instead of letting all the things pull me away and feeling frustrated instead of joyful? I want to be joyful because I know that it's a blessing for me to be here. So I want to give you some perspective and ways to really think about the season that you're in and reframe your thoughts around it. Okay. So let's start. Number one, remember. Remembering is so important. Remembering, reflecting, it's so important. But just to be able to remember, meaning to recall your past, the good things that have happened. Think about this, okay? I want you to remember your answered prayers, things that you prayed for that God has come through on for you already. Because right now you may be praying for some things and you're like, I don't know if God's going to answer. I don't know if God is listening. Well, sis, he's listened to you before and he's answered your prayers before. So think about those things that you have prayed for and he's answered. And also the situations God has brought you out of already. Remember those, okay? Think back and remember the things that you found yourself in such and such situation in the past, and God has been faithful enough to bring you out. Just remember that. Remember his faithfulness. God is a faithful and just God. He has never left you out here just struggling, okay? He's always come through for you, whether it's in your timing or his. It's always his timing, but whether his timing and your timing aligned or not, he has always come through. So remember that. And also remember your unexpected blessings, the things that have happened in your life that maybe you did not pray for. Maybe you didn't remember praying for them. Maybe something you prayed for a long time ago that didn't come through back then and then finally did. And it was an unexpected blessing from God. He's good. Okay. So remember his goodness. Remembering is so important in order to enjoy the season of your life because it gives you hope that he's going to come through again, that he's going to answer my prayer again. I just need to be patient and be still in him, but he's coming through. So go ahead and just enjoy this season knowing that you'll come out of it. The second thing to remember is to have a grateful heart. So we talked a lot about this last week. That's all that episode was about, was being grateful and having a grateful heart. But be grateful for all the things that God has done for you. So all the stuff I just named and then some, all right? Every single blessing that you've had in your life, every single thing he's brought you through, all the things I just told you to remember, be grateful for them. Have a grateful heart. Don't sit there and be like, oh, well, that was then and this is now. Thank God for all that has happened in your life. Okay. Don't be the what have you done for me lately kind of person, because God doesn't have to do anything for us. He's just good enough to do it. He's a good father. But if he's never done anything else for us, he's already done enough. Trust me. The fact that we're still here says he's done enough. It tells of his goodness. So go ahead and be grateful. Have a grateful heart. Be grateful for where you are and what you have now. And, we focus a lot on what we don't have, but go ahead and think about what you do. And so that comes and brings me to number 3. Stop comparing yourself and your life to other people and other people's lives. This makes you focus on what you don't have. When you look around and you're on social media, or even, Lord, the holidays will do it to you. If you're with family for Thanksgiving and you're like, man, everybody's married, everybody's booed up, everybody's, got something going on, and you feel like you don't, that's comparing yourself to others. And comparison is a trap. It's a trap of the enemy to get you down, to get you depressed, to make you feel like God is not good. But you have to know in your mind, this is when you have to know that you know that you know that God is good. Because when you start comparing your life to others, it can make you feel like he's not. He's like, well, why is he blessing them and not me? But you don't know what's going on behind closed doors in so-and-so's life, in so-and-so's relationship, in so-and-so's marriage, with so-and-so's kids. Like, you have no idea what they may be struggling with. Everyone has their own struggles. Trust me on that. But you be grateful for what you have. And so don't compare yourself in your life to other people. Number 4, stop rushing to change your life. So this is a big one. I found myself in this so much in my life, probably from like childhood on up. And I see it in my daughter and I'm like, man, I wish I could help her change that perspective right now, because she always wants to be older. She always wants to be bigger. She's always looking forward to what's next. And looking forward to what's next is not the issue, but it's when we're always trying to rush from the season we're currently in into the next season, instead of enjoying where we are. Okay. So in this season, sis, don't rush to get out of it, because you don't know what tests, trials, struggles may await you in the next level and season of your life. You have no idea what's on that next level. It could be that this level is what you should be enjoying, because the next one has so much more in store that will either keep you busy, that may be harder for you to do, and make you wish, man, I can go back. Let me be a testament of that, because, man, I prayed and prayed and prayed. I wanted the husband, the family, and all of these things. And I'm grateful to God for them. But sometimes, okay, as I just mentioned, it gets overwhelming. Everybody has a different schedule. I'm mommy. I got to keep track of everything. For the kids, for myself, having to remember my husband's schedule. Like, I feel like I have to keep track of it all. We got to pay the bills. We got to make sure that the kids, are ready for field trips, and that all the school clothes, the kids are growing out of things. Okay, we got to take care of that. Got to cook dinner every night. It's never ending, and it does not stop for me. And so it has been a struggle in this season. As the kids get older, I'm wishing things would calm down, but it's just a different kind of busy. And my life is extremely, extremely busy right now. And so sometimes I'm like, man, I wish I could go back just a little bit to enjoy. And to be honest, that's kind of why I decided to push the sale back, because this week, as I mentioned earlier, I don't have the kids, and I would like to just enjoy this time of just being able to be free, to be able to lay around, to watch movies, to not have to take care of and be responsible for other people. So in this season of your life, Like, enjoy whatever it is that you have, whatever this season looks like for you. Enjoy that. If you're single and you're like, but I want to be married and I want a family, and I understand that. And that will come in God's timing. But the thing is, you cannot rush his timing. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago. That's one of the things that will frustrate you when you're trying to rush God's timing. God's timing is his timing. It's not going to change. What you can do in this season, instead, you're like, oh, I can prepare, but also enjoy. It's not all about always preparing for the next season, but also enjoy the season that you're in. Enjoy your freedom. Enjoy the time that you have and the liberties that you have to do whatever it is that you choose to do without being responsible for someone else, without having to worry about someone else in this season. If you are single but you do have kids, enjoy your kids in this season. Enjoy the fact that there isn't another person that your life is tied to that you have to worry about as well. Just go ahead and enjoy whatever you have in this season. You might be saying easier said than done. I get it, but I've been there. I have been there, and I've seen both sides of the coin. And so if you are in a season of healing, go ahead and heal and enjoy where you are. Because seasons do change. They always do. They don't have a choice. And when that season changes, make sure that you've enjoyed this one. Don't just sit there and wait, because that can make you have regret when that season does change. And you look back, you say, man, I wish I would have enjoyed my single season more. I wish I'd enjoyed not being a parent more now that I am. Like, those things can happen. So enjoy this season. Do not rush to change your life. And then number 5, find a rhythm in your relationship with God in every season. This is kind of like a bonus, but it's number 5. I can say for me also in this season, I'm just using myself as an example as I talk about all of this, but it has been difficult for me to find a rhythm with God in this season, as far as spending quiet time with him and prayer. I don't have like a scheduled time, and I'm still looking for that. I want to find that rhythm, but because my life is so busy and I feel like it's chaotic sometimes, it's hard to find that rhythm. And so do your best. And I will say, like, for me, after getting married, I was able to kind of find that rhythm. Like, I had the best rhythm as a single person. I would say that, like, the best. And I was able to spend so much time with God, especially in that season of healing. And after that, it was such an amazing time and rhythm that I had with God. And I wanted that back so much, but it had to change. And I had a hard time with the changes when getting married, having one child. And even after that, those two things, I felt like I had a pretty good rhythm. But after that second child got thrown into the mix, and then school started and all of these things, it's been very difficult to find that rhythm. So wherever you are, find a rhythm. I'm still working on it myself, but as long as you're working on it, as long as you're doing your best to find that rhythm. And what I mean by rhythm is just finding your time to spend with God, to read your Bible, to be able to pray and to worship. Like, you shouldn't just be praying and worshiping on Sundays when you go to church. You have to find time in your day, every day. You have to find time in your week to be able to sit down with God and, talk to him. And whatever that looks like for you in this season, but be intentional about it. And so, like I said, no judgment here, because I'm still working on it. And, but I'm finding time, but it's not the same time every day. It's not, it doesn't look the same from week to week even. So do your best to find that rhythm with God, because that rhythm is so important. It takes a little bit of stress off when you have the rhythm, and you don't have to rush and worry and stress about finding time in your day for God. It just helps. And that rhythm makes sure that you're talking to God every day, which is so important with all of this that you're doing. It's so important when you're talking about enjoying seasons of your life. God will help you with that. God will give you joy. He will give you peace. He will take away your anxiety. He will allow you to be content where you are. But you have to be meeting with him. You have to be delighting yourself in him in order for him to give you the true desires of your heart. All right. So all of that's important. And I want you to keep that in mind, even this week, as we are talking about Thanksgiving, being thankful and grateful. This stuff kind of goes hand in hand with that. But I don't want it to be just for this week. I want it to be your life, whatever season that you find yourself in. When you're healed, when you're in a relationship, when you're married, when you have kids, I want you to remember this, all of this, that you need to do these things no matter what season of life you find yourself in, if you want to enjoy your life as a woman, as a Christian woman, period, no matter what season you're in. So just to recap, number one, just remember, all right, look back over your life, over the things God's brought you through, answered prayers, all of those unexpected blessings, his faithfulness, remember. Number two, have a grateful heart. Number three, stop comparing yourself and your life to others. Number four, stop rushing to change your life. And number five, find a rhythm in your relationship with God in every season. All right. These things will help you enjoy your life no matter what season that you find yourself in. All right, so don't forget, guys, I have my end of year reflection journal. We have another month before the year is done. It's a great time for you to reflect on this year and remember God's goodness, right? It's a great way to do that and to get ready for next year. So go ahead, grab the reflection journal for free. There is a link in the show notes. Don't forget the sale, Black Friday sale is moving to Cyber Week. And if you're on the email list, keep your eyes and ears open for the cyber deal this weekend. I have something special for just the email list. And if you're not on it, you can go to CandiceABaddies.com and you can go down on the homepage and just sign up for my email list there. And you will be able to get those deals as well. All right. I love y'all so much. Thank you for joining me on this week, and enjoy your Thanksgiving. If it hasn't passed yet, I want you to make sure that you're enjoying your Thanksgiving, and I will talk to you again real soon. Bye. Hey sis, listen, if you've been blessed, changed, or inspired by this podcast in any way, please subscribe to the podcast and leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. This is the number one way that you can thank me and show support for the show. Also, if this podcast blessed you, don't keep it to yourself. Do a quick share and bless someone else. Please know I am so grateful for each and every one of you, and I would love to hear from you. Come connect with me and other like-minded individuals in my Facebook group called Christian Women Overcoming Heartbreak and Finding Purpose. I can't wait to meet you back here really soon. Until then, remember to love the life you have while you're making it better. Love you, sis.